True leadership is one that has insight that the growth of the people under them is not hindering his own growth or is not a threat to his own person. That is true leadership. And everybody behaves or reacts in accordance with how much they can see, how much of light they have. Men who are doing I'm the man, some of them are in a loop, a poverty loop, because they do not understand that as a leader, it doesn't mean that I have the strength of everybody.
Yes.
It doesn't mean.
Yeah.
A leader is one who understands that I have my own strength, others have their own strength. I am only privileged to explore the strength of others in unity to a common destination or purpose. So we are synergizing to get a common thing. So the people who their wives might be the person who will save them from the loop of poverty or financial lack might still be doing man of the house, and they will be in that loop for years. The moment they are going to be realizing it, their wife is no longer there to perform the way she's supposed to perform in her prime.
Something like this actually happened to my dad when he got married to my mom. Then she wanted to further her. And so one of my grandma's only sister called him when she heard that my dad wanted to sponsor my mom's education and all of that. And she was like, no, don't do that, you're the leader of the home, so you should go back to school. That my dad should go back to school instead of sending my mom. So my mom should be at home, let my dad go back to school.
The leader is one who knows that the growth of the people under them or around them is not a threat to his person.
Yes. That
It's
is
not.
growth.
If they are growing, I am growing. You're still in a class. And as such, it means that the moment you begin to make less of the other person, you're going to limit what you get. That invariably affects your own growth.
Welcome to another episode of Hard Talk with the P Sisters on Realities of Life podcast. With me are two amazing personalities, my co-P sister by name,
Precious Nenaya Abba,
and our humble guest by name,
Valpraise.
We'll be discussing on redefining leadership in marriage and relationship. What do you think that leadership traditionally means to men in our world of today?
Depending on how much of exposure the man has,
Okay.
you understand, depending on how much of exposure and how much information they have that has formed who they really are. For some men, leadership is autocratic for them. For some other men, leadership is being a servant, is serving. For some other people, leadership is more like you have to give in something, I have to give in something. You give me this, I give you that. But for a wholesome man, the way we were wired, the way we are created, leadership is actually meant to be service. Why we go overboard is that a lot of us see leadership as more like I'm a boss, or they see it as I am to be lifted. I'm high, these people are below. No, leadership is responsibility. Leadership is service. Jesus in the Bible washed the feet. That is leadership, that is service. So if you want to know who is a leader, it's somebody who has the ability to wash the feet of the people who are supposedly under him, or the people who are under his care. So a man is not a leader by virtue of saying, I'm the head of the family, I'm the head of the family. As a matter of fact, that service to them is not limited to your sole decisions. You give them the opportunity for their potentials to find expression. So it's like service to people to bring out the best from those people and allow the giftings in these people find expression.
Okay. Right. So from what you just said, we talked about it's not about leadership. Is not about being the head of the home, right? Because it looks like it's something that is a trend now. I would always tell my fiance, then I'll tell him and say, you don't need to prove to me that you are the man. I know you are the man, so you don't need to prove anything to me. And I can go on and on to tell him that because it's an issue, a very big issue. Every man wants to prove that he's the man of the house.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, sir, do you think this issue is as a result of culture, religion, or maybe parental upbringing? Like, these guys grew up seeing their parents rub it in that they are the man of the house. Like, where did this actually come from?
You know,
Where did it
words
start
are,
from?
words are relative,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
What proving might mean to you might not be what it means to another person. That's why most of the times when I'm talking with people, when they say certain things, I try to know in what context.
Yeah, the situation.
Prove means different things, because prove can mean for another man taking responsibility, and that is worthy of proving.
Yes.
It is worthy to be said, yes, prove it.
proved
That's the
himself.
way to do it, right?
Yeah.
That's why I say it's relative.
Mm.
But if a man has to open his mouth to keep telling you, do you know I'm the man of the house? Do you know I'm the man of the house? Then something is lost. He has lost his identity. And that identity that is lost is not a function of the spouse.
Okay. Yeah.
It's him. It means that there is something that you're doing that is saying contrary to what you're saying with your mouth.
Yeah.
I am the man of the house. The person is looking at you, you are the man of the house. You cannot take up this responsibility or rise to an occasion that is supposed to distinguish our family. So you can't stand up to it. So that's why I said that if a man gets to a point whereby he opens his mouth to start telling his spouse that he's the man of the house, he has lost his identity. And that his identity is the sole cause of that identity lost, not the spouse, not even the children.
Okay.
You get?
Yes, sir.
None of them. If I am in an environment and an institution as director, I don't need to come and tell you that I'm director.
True.
You know that there is how you
True.
mess up, you leave the school.
True.
It's true.
Very true.
You understand?
Yes,
But
sir.
if I come to the point where I come to tell you I'm director, it either means that you, as my subordinate, have spotted me as director doing something that you can hold against me.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why I can now come out and be saying,
To rub
do you know
it
I'm director?
in, yeah.
Do you know I'm director? You're trying to
Yeah.
to bring it on them. If you're director and you're in the right sense or in the right standing, you don't need to tell them.
It's
They
true.
know that you are director. They know that you can take decisions that can make and mar them.
It's
Yeah,
true.
true.
Are you getting
Right.
it?
Yes, sir.
So men who go about doing that, I feel they lost their identity. But like I said, these words are relative.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
there are people who, by virtue of taking up responsibility, are proving. Those kind of proofs are not said with the mouth. And anytime your proof goes beyond being tangible, being felt, you know that you're doing something wrong.
Okay.
Because there are things that if I'm doing around you, if I'm your spouse, you will feel it. You will know I have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
There are things if I'm doing around you, you will look up to me as a leader. You will not look up to me like an anyhow person.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
But if I'm not living up to that responsibility, then I have to now say it. There's a problem.
Okay.
There's a problem.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Does it mean that there's this fear and insecurity that could also add to a man losing his identity as a leader in the family or in the marriage?
Yeah, there are many things that can cause such insecurities per se, or there are many things that can cause that loss of identity.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be the way a man was raised, but the truth is that there is a stage, a formative stage in a man's life, that some of the things, he grew up with
Yeah.
is not going to further find expression beyond what he has come to know.
Okay.
Say if the guy was molested growing up, if the guy was treated in a certain way, some ladies as well, if they were molested, so some of them, they feel very terrible, they feel very bad, they see men in a certain light. That's why I said that there is a stage, a formative stage in a person, that some of the things that were inculcated into them while growing up, whether good or bad, stops finding expression. Those things are premised on the level of information that the person has consumed, beyond what they were taught.
Okay.
So you are coming from a molested home doesn't mean that you molest other people. By virtue of certain exposure to light, it drains certain things. light, information, by virtue of exposure to information, there are certain things that shrinks and dies, and you can't do it. So I'm not joining the people who say that molested people molest others.
That's right.
Once the person has healed by virtue of light, information that comes into them,
Yeah.
they are able to change. You understand? So some of the men are still living in obscurity. They've not gotten light. Then some of them are the type that I call the obstinate people. They are obstinate. They hold something like this and they are not willing to let go. So you see that some of them, their father told them that if you as a woman, that or as a man, that if you do this to a woman, the woman will misbehave, or the woman will do
she
this, the
won't
woman will
respect
do
you
that.
again.
You understand?
Yeah.
So they gave them like a kind of a template to run with.
Yeah.
And then they are running with that template. For some ladies, they do something like that.
Okay.
There are ladies who are like that. They tell you that if you tell a man that you love him, he will start misbehaving. I know that the lady in my life that after everything I tell her I love her, she said this is too fast. You understand? Now that is because of where she's coming from.
The upbringing.
And the things, yes, and the kind of people she has been exposed to. And I tell her that I love you. And she will tell me, thank you. She will not reply, I love you too. And I asked her one day, say, why is it that you don't reply? She said, I value you, but love is a strong word. You understand? That is because of where she's coming from, and the people she has been exposed to. They told her that when you tell a man you love the man, he will start misbehaving. And I told her that, do you believe that all men are dogs? She was looking at me, she was processing it. I said, because if you believe, it means that you will give birth to a puppy and then your father is a bulldog. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So that made her know that you cannot use generalization or general assertions over specifics. Emeka misbehaved doesn't mean that Val is the same as Emeka.
Sure.
Emeka misbehaved doesn't mean that everybody who answers Emeka misbehaves.
It's true.
You understand?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are running with a template that has stereotyped them and made them so rigid that even light is coming, but the light cannot find expression in them. Because they told them this, and probably they saw certain things. Maybe there's an uncle, one or two uncles, who had some kind of experience which they were privy to. And then those experiences, they now ran with it. They don't want it to happen to them. That's why you can see somebody say that if you have a lady in school, which I support to a certain degree, you should not pay her school fees until you've married her. To a certain degree, I support that.
Okay.
You understand? To a certain degree, I support that. But a man comes to a point whereby there are certain things you see. That's why I say you cannot come to the full realization or the full potential of your creation as a man if you've not known God. Because there is how much of God you will know. There are certain things that people say. They won't be your launch pad for doing certain things. So they are saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Once I know, and my spirit bears witness that this person is my person, and this is what God, because it is God that directs us now. We are no longer doing it on our own. So God can be like, pay her school fees, and I'll pay the school fees. I don't need to get a ring on her fingers for me to do that, as long as I have come to know God. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for some people, they are running with a template given to them by relatives, by past generation, by mentors, per se, by some experiences that they've seen around them. You get?
Yes, sir.
Then some other persons are, I wouldn't say they are under demonic attack, because there are certain attacks that will not find expression if you do not make yourself available. You get?
Yeah.
There are certain things that it still boils down to that hypnosis. It could be their father or somebody around them. You get? Maybe something they've come in contact with one-on-one. So yes, it could be themselves. They probably have gone into a relationship with a girl or with a guy, and the person treats them in a certain way, maybe one or twice, and they feel that, no, if I must do this with this person, I have to put on this shield or this armor so that I'll prevent this from happening. And so therefore, they can't give their all in that relationship. They can't give their all in that marriage. They want to hold back some so that they don't feel hurt or so that they don't feel the impact not knowing that they are hurting themselves again. So they are creating a loop, a hot loop, where there was no hot loop. So it keeps going around. Before they wake up to the realization that what they are doing is wrong, the man has become hot or the woman has become hot, and the person also starts running in that loop. So they are trying to come out. It's not going to work again. It's now in a loop. So this person is done with her own experience and feeling, oh, this man, I really did not do well. The other man has picked up his own. And then they now see that before they wake up, they've passed the time they're supposed to enjoy their relationship or marriage. There's something I always tell people. Some of the insecurities is lack of exposure. Say me and Nne is in a compound. We are meant to scale a fence. If Nne has more strength to lift me up when she is on the fence, it is going to be very stupid of me. It's going to be sheer stupidity for me to be bargaining with Nne or to be debating with her that she's a lady and so therefore she should not stay on the fence and cross me over. It's going to be sheer stupidity. So a lot of people are not exposed to this knowledge. That you can be in a compound and this lady has the capacity to climb on that fence and lift you. That is lightweight. Or I'm a featherweight, Nne is lightweight. It's such that the lightweight should go up on the fence to lift the featherweight because it will be easy to lift the featherweight. But if the featherweight goes on the top to lift the lightweight, you will notice that that weight will pull this one down. You understand? Yeah. So it is the same thing happening to many men who they go about doing, I'm the man of the house, I'm the man of the house, not understanding when to subpedal. You are not relinquishing your manship. It's just wisdom. In fact, every leader has that wisdom to understand that after the whole war, the glory still comes to me.
Definitely.
It's only a leader who does not have understanding and insight that will be fighting to take up every position.
Yes.
It's only a leader who does not have insight that does that. Whether in church, in anywhere. You don't need to rival anybody who is under you. You don't need to. Because after everything, we will still come back and say, where is this person coming from?
Yeah.
We will check the genealogy. We will check where this water is coming from. The person did the work. You will take the glory. Don't fight with them. There's only leaders who don't have insights that do that. So if you're a man and you're holding your lady back from her voice finding expression, or you're holding her back from her expressing her full potential, you're a mannequin, not a man. You understand?
Yes,
you're a mannequin. You are not alive. When we talk about what's her name, Okonjo-Iweala. After we talk about Okonjo-Iweala, we will come to study the husband.
Definitely.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
When we talk about Dora Akoyere, we will come back to the husband. You understand?
Sure.
So, true leadership is one that is not insecure in itself. True leadership is one that has insight that the growth of the people under them is not hindering his own growth, or is not a threat to his own person. That is true leadership. And everybody behaves or reacts in accordance with how much they can see, how much of light they have.
It's true.
So men who are doing I'm the man, some of them are in a loop, a poverty loop, because they do not understand that at this point in time, that as a leader, it doesn't mean that I have the strength of everybody.
Yes.
It doesn't mean.
Yeah.
A leader is one who understands that I have my own strength, others have their own strength. I am only privileged to explore the strength of others in unity to a common destination or purpose. So we are synergizing to get a common thing. That is a leader. So the people who their wives might be the person who will save them from the loop of poverty or financial lack might still be doing man of the house, and they will be in that loop for years. The moment they are going to be realizing it, their wife is no longer there to perform the way she's supposed to perform in her prime.
Yeah.
Like I said, a leader is one who knows that the growth of the people under them or around them is not a threat to his person.
Yes. That's
It's
his own
not.
growth.
You understand?
Yeah.
If they grow, I have grown. If they are growing, I am growing. You're still in a class. So leadership is deep. It's
Very
deeper
deep.
than we think.
It's true. Wow. Thank
Okay,
you so
sir.
much. sir.
I think something like this actually happened to my dad when he got married to my mom, and then she wanted to further. Okay, so one of my grandma's only sister called him when she heard that my dad wanted to sponsor my mom's education and all of that. And she was like, no, don't do that. You're the leader of the home, so you should go back to school. That my dad should go back to school instead of sending my mom. So my mom should be at home. Let my dad go back to school. So I want to ask you, sir, don't you, or do you think rather that men who are hiding under this umbrella of I'm the man of the house, I'm the head of the home, or rather men who are overly controlling, right, tend to lose something in their marriage or relationship?
Yes, the truth is that any institution, be it marriage institution, be it the tertiary institution, any institution at all, is an institution because of systems in place. It's an institution because it is not something that one person can run.
Yeah.
Even when we call people institution, we're not calling them institution by virtue of who, just them. We're calling them institutions by virtue of God and them, or a deity and them. Everything called institution has to work with Amos 3:3. They will have to agree. It has to be two
Agreeing.
people, two or more persons agreeing to something. Because no man on his own can become an institution. No man, in as much as sometimes we attribute institutions to people.
It's true.
But those people who we are calling institution, let me tell you what made them institution. Is information from other people.
Definitely.
All right, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So they came across informations by virtue of reading, studying, listening to people, and experiences. That is what made them institution. On their own, they cannot be an institution.
Yes.
So even in the institution of marriage, the way it was wired is such that you are interdependent. If you can do it all by yourself, you don't need to marry.
Exactly.
It's true.
If you can give birth, bring up another child, if you can do everything by yourself, you don't need the opposite gender. And as such, it means that the moment you begin to make less of the other person, you're going to limit what you get. That invariably affects your own growth. So, if I am in a marriage with you, or if I'm in matrimony with you, or in the marriage institution with you, and then I am always, clamping down on your voice finding expression or your potentials finding expression, I am doing myself great harm. I'm doing myself a big disservice, because at the long run, the reason why you're coming is to complement a weakness in me. And those weaknesses, they are things you discover in motion, not in isolation. So it might be a weakness of financial indiscipline. In motion, we discover it. So you discover that the lady can manage the business, the man cannot manage it. It's not about who is the head of the family. You're a figurehead. You're a figurehead if you don't understand this. So if I have come to know that this my lady can run this business and bring back returns, I can initiate and hand over, and she's managing it. And I'm a boss, manager. I'm not threatened.
Yes. It bears your name.
It's us. It's us, because every institution is formed on the premise of a team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's us. So every time a man hinders a woman from her potentials finding expression, he hinders himself.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So every time a woman also refuses that she has to, submit and allow herself to be guided, she also hinders herself. So this thing is a team something. It's not something that, even in relationship, marriage is a team thing. You're a man, but you must listen. And every time you go into a relationship with somebody, or you agree with Amos 3:3, two cannot work except they agree. You agree to work with people or with somebody, it is registered in heaven. So there are certain things that you might not be able to pick, not because you are not tuned to heaven, but because you people have become partners. So God just drops it. The one that picks it could be the woman, and you might not pick it. And as such, the woman can be the one that will pick what will kill you.
Very true, sir.
She will be the one that will pick what will buy you, and you will not know.
Very true.
And because you're doing, I'm the man, you notice that she's telling you, don't go to this place.
Yeah.
And you're doing, you are the man, you go, you lose your life, she will remarry. And life continues because nobody is indispensable. You cannot stop God.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So when we come to this realization that is an institution, the day you agreed that you're marrying this woman, the day you agreed you're going into a relationship with this person, I don't mean any stupid relationship, I mean defined relationship, as a Christian. The day you said you are doing this with this person is signed in heaven. So when there is something, an information, this one, that's why the God who created man, he is all-knowing. He's just so wonderful that he even told you that when this one falls, this one will lift him up. When this one is cold, this one will keep him warm. So it means that they know that every institution is bound to have a day that people in the institution, one of them will be weak, the other will be stronger.
Yes.
And it's irrespective of which gender.
It's true.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the day of your spiritual firedness might be the day that your own husband is down.
Weak.
You understand?
Yeah.
And if he's a man who is not sensitive, the wife might be calling on him to take up. And it's not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be calling a man to take up for too long. You're not supposed to be calling a man to take up for too long, because things will scatter. So, sorry, I'm deviating.
Yeah.
Anytime you get into a relationship whereby you have to keep leading a man, that relationship is bound to fail. Is bound to experience catastrophe, to experience failure in all manner, in all definition of failure. So to that regards, institutions are not formed on a person. It has to be two or more. The moment you agree with your partner that we are in this together, you people have formed an institution. It's now called the marriage institution.
Okay.
So that institution, God can come and keep something in the university. See it as a university now. He can keep something. That thing, the rector might not see it. The person who will see it is secretary.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So he is the rector in his all rectorness.
He did not see.
The person who saw it first is the secretary.
Yeah.
If the secretary keeps it or he scolds the secretary, it could be something that will terminate his appointment in the university.
It's true.
It could be something that will even end the university or end the institution. So the moment he goes with, come on, will you, come on, will you, come on, and all those things like that, the secretary will keep the letter out of fear, which is meant to be his saving grace. So when they are falling, all of them crash. You understand?
Yeah.
So no man is an island once it comes to an institution.
Definitely. So, but I want to ask, we've been talking about this, and it seems as if we are pinpointing on the male folks only. What about women that are narcissists and they do feminism? What can we say? Don't they tend to lose things by not being submissive to their husbands?